Above snowy Arrowhead Stadium in KC. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Atlanta Falcons. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on now to get the football for the first time. They'll be led out by the man taking number 3 overall back in 2008. It's their now veteran quarterback, Matt Ryan.
And at times it's hard for me to believe I'm saying veteran Matt Ryan. Still remember him coming out of Boston College, full of enthusiasm, mastered their 2-minute drill in his first OTA. What a player. I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Call it an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
On 3rd down, Ryan hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line.
Whenever we call a game that's in the snow, we have to focus a little bit more, trying to make sure we've got the right numbers on players that we're calling, right? The right guys in the game. Think about the guys on the field. Their focus has to really increase as well because so many things come.
And he's going to bowl his way into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go. Still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
The throw over the middle, taken in, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, 1st down Falcons. And that's the connection, Ryan to Jones, that this defense obviously has to key in on.
Certainly feels like they got the party started with that one, doesn't it? And when those two get in sync, it just scares the heck out of defenses because he can hit Julio Jones in a short zone, and he can take it the whole way.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. To throw on 3rd down. Ryan gets it off to Freeman. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman, 60 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this 1st quarter. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here, hit, and now it's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
And that one gets blocked. There's simply nothing simple about trying to execute the PAT. in some snow.
No, absolutely not. We saw Exhibit A of it right there.
You know, one thing that's going to be happening in the game now, the analytics side is going to get involved about what it takes, what the percentages are in the snow, what it's going to be like in the rain. All those things are going to come into play. You may see people decide to go for 2 more often if you have inclement weather.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Now Mahomes, and he slings one that's incomplete. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target, but now it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To throw, it's Mahomes. And that will be incomplete as well. Good coverage that time by the linebacker, Deion Jones. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down. And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one. And that's caught inside the 35. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. Well, we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play? Mahomes now on 1st down, being chased out left. He'll run it. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. And down to the 7-yard line. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards. Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Eluding the pressure right. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run. You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he? No. Davis from the top rope. I like it. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now Ryan. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards, 1st down, Atlanta. A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage. They run. Devontae Freeman. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Freeman again, a 1st down carry. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let him know. Let him know. Let him know. Let him know. Get out.
On 2nd down now. It's Freeman, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. 3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. He completes this to Russell Gage. And they will get this across midfield, but still well short of the first as he's dropped at the 46.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Patrick Mahomes on his way out for their next drive. And he's been busy with it. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Mahomes now to throw. Steps away to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. The quarterback run has eaten him up all game long, and there he goes again, this time into the end zone.
And what I like about what I'm seeing, absolutely running almost with impunity. He's not worried about his body. He's not worried about sliding. He's not worried about protecting himself. He's worried about getting yardage. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, you've got to start figuring out what these blocking schemes are and finding ways to defeat them.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that.
Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. He's at the 30, 10, touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, 77 yards, as they are able to cut into that lead. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line, out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch.
Oh, this is blocked. That's a live ball scooped up by the offense.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. We got it. We got it.
So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. This one fielded at the 5. Now we see Sammy Watkins getting ready to go again on offense. Second quarter, a guy like him, no catches, so that's the surprising part. But they're winning, so maybe they've been able to do some other things effectively, I guess.
And they found other ways, haven't they? Because the receivers will tell you, offense needs to run through us, but they're managing to get it done in this ball game without having to actually do that. I wouldn't expect him to stay silent for the rest of the game.
Yeah, you got to think that his first catch is coming at some point. Not only another first down, that also puts him over 100 yards rushing.
That's not something you see very often in the NFL. We see it more in college. But I think with more of the melding of the college game with quarterbacks, we'll see this a little bit more often in the future.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He'll try and run it. Still fighting. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Mahomes now on first down. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
That's how we do it, baby.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, coming up at halftime, while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box, we'll be sending you to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there, I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello? And he is going to be run down. What a disaster there. A huge loss. Tack McKinley. A sensational effort by him, and that is one of the biggest losses you'll ever see on a sack. Now Mahomes' throw complete to his tight end, Kelsey. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to knock that one free.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Butker's kick here is good, and that will stretch the lead up to 13. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
Ryan, they'll set up the screen for Freeman. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. It's hauled in by Hardy. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Now Ryan. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number one. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. To throw again is Ryan. That's complete right around the 8. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown as his guys are back within a single score. 3rd time's the charm on the extra point as he gets this one to go. And the lead will shrink to 6. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the Falcons score to cap it off. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Now here's Mahomes, escaping the pressure right. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. He's going to look deep. And got his man complete.
Missed.
He will not go down. And all the way down inside the 25 before he's out of bounds. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. And the kick by Butker is good. And that will do it for this first half. We now proceed to the start of the 2nd half. Not too many breaks ahead according to the radar. More snow on the horizon as we are back underway in half number 2. This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separate.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 64 yards. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Andy Reid never one to shy away from taking chances. He'll go for 2. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever, this was a big score to start the second half.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. He's got Hooper on the short connection. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. They toss to Freeman. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. To throw is Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Julio Jones, 49 yards. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within one score. Great corner out there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Devondre Campbell flies in to blow that play up. Throwing on 2nd down. Mahomes. And the pressure gets to him again. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. Forced out to his left. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. Mahomes finding his tight end Kelsey for a big one. 74 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got and the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Allen Bailey in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. Here's Mahomes to throw. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly they're still short for 4th.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. We're back now in KC. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the 4th. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Ryan. He completes it to Jones. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. From the shotgun, Ryan. Caught by Jones. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. It's a gain of 34. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Again, Ryan. He goes underneath to Freeman. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Gets it off to Freeman. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It's a gain of 9 yards, and that'll make it second and short. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Throwing again, Ryan. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on 1st. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here's Ryan. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. As they now sit just 8. Oh, no, he lost the football.
So they got the touchdown they needed to cut this to 2, but now they got to get back to the huddle. No celebration time. Got to figure out what they're going to do on the 2-point conversion.
Defense.
Trailing in the 4th, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. He'll look to throw. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. Time a factor as Ryan will hustle him to the line. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Nice job by Juan Thornhill there to get a hand in and break up the play. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw. This is brought in by Hardy. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. They'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. It's Hill, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was looking for Tyreek Hill that time. On 2nd and 10, Mahomes, but it's going to be 2nd down. And this is caught by Watkins. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Mahomes going to throw it here. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here comes Mahomes and the Chiefs. Down by 5, 34 seconds to go. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. This is caught at the 20. And down to the 20. A big play there, Mahomes to Watkins. 54 yards. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Back to throw. Dancing to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes finding the end zone on the game's final play. And they have taken the lead here in the final minute.
Brandon, you know I love boxing, right? You know I love big fights, right? I'd given them the standing 8 count a few times along the way. And look at how this one ended.
Yeah, they had, well, I guess 9 lives, just like a cat, kept fighting, and they're in the end making the huge play to get the game winner.
I guess that's the epitome of you always have a puncher's chance.
Well, that was a fun